Saint went to heaven. Sorry, this sounds like a sad country song. Saint went to heaven that Saturday night. It's not easy to put on paper. The definition of a saint, and I looked this up, but I wasn't totally sure. It's a very virtuous, kind, and patient person. Having birthed and raised 4 galoots. And one precious daughter, I'd say she qualified as a saint. Her love for Jesus and others was unwavering, and she freely shared it with others. She's the most patient, kind, gentle, selfless, loving. Caring, hardworking, dedicated, committed, non-judgmental, thankfully. Positive person I've ever known. She saw the good in everyone and loved us unconditionally. Just last week, she said to me, "Oh, my innocent Ian," with a twinkle in her eye. She knew that any trouble around the house when we were kids was probably started by one of the others. In her kitchen reads a sign that says, "When you're in the mountains, you're closer to heaven." And on Wednesday morning, we were very thankful for that. When Dad and Uncle Terry and Buck were working on breakfast. It was so comical that I snapped a photo. And the ceiling lights caught the camera, and it looked like there was Cheryl shining down on them. Thank you, Mom, for they know not what to do in the kitchen. They will miss you. Mom loved cooking for her small army. Any other family or stray kids, cats, dogs, horses, birds, even an injured baby deer. She loved them all. Most people would buy their bread from the store, but not Cheryl. She would slave for hours, baking her homemade bread, only to have those galoots destroy 3 loaves in like 5 minutes. Most people buy their cereal in a box and milk in a carton. No, not Cheryl. She made her own granola, Macaulay Mountain granola. And when we were younger, she'd sprinkle powdered milk on it and throw some water on it. She cooked anything and everything, and for the most part, all of it was unbelievably good. Sorry, Mom, but she used us to test out some of her healthy alternatives. Things like carrot chips instead of chocolate chips. Don't ever do it. And for some extra roughage, which evidently we needed when we were young, she sprinkled wheat germ on her oatmeal. Don't do that ever. As a grandma, she just had a bigger army to cook for and more kids to love. She spent hours teaching her grandkids how to make bread, create booger dough art pieces, painting, riding horses, and participating in the infamous Holiday Jones Family Spoons games that you entered at your own risk. I think she hurt her finger a couple times. One of her journal entries recently was, "Lord, make me a blessing today." She blessed all of us, and her arms are always open for hugs to the kids. When we would visit, I'd wake up in the morning, to my kids already up in her lap. Her and Dad, create a welcoming home of happiness and love that my kids beg to visit whenever we get the chance. Sorry, it's teenagers. Her devotion to my father was unwavering, and their 50 years of marriage was nothing short of remarkable. She believed that what happens in life isn't so much what happens to us, but what happens in us. Going through some of her things, we found her prayer journal from February when she was going through chemo. Her weight was dropping, and she was continuing to have a hard time to breathe, back pain. It was basically eating her life. And yet, she was logging a prayer journal for her family and friends. I found a passage for my family. Exalting God and blessing His family. Thank you for blessing the girls with quick and lively minds and inquisitive intellect. I was taking credit for that all this time. Pour out your blessings. Shower Ian and Allison and the girls with your goodness today. I praise and worship you, Lord, on their behalf. Open the windows of heaven and release showers of blessings in their lives, showers of encouragement. I pray that Ian can begin to sense your presence in his life. Thank you for his tender heart. Mom, I think I'm picking up what you're laying down. Thank you. She was doing these journals all the way up until last month. I found another one, and I promise I'm almost done. Help me be in a place of constant rejoicing, refusing to worry about things. He gives me peace when I ask for help. Let death be simple, just a gentle transition from the world of flesh to being with you forever. And there's a quote from Revelations. I am he who lives. And was dead. Behold, I'm alive forevermore. She is alive forevermore. And her legacy of selfless choices, unwavering and unconditional love will continue to live through all of us. And
Mama Jones, that's what I always called her. But she not only was my mom, but it's hard. But like a sister and my best friend, our special bond was inevitable when she birthed 4 sons and just 1 daughter. Countless hours of shopping together, Mary Kay makeovers, perming one another's hair, a household of constant stream of boys in and out, spontaneous wrestling matches on the floor, landing on the couch, breaking the couch. The TV consisted of football, baseball, basketball, hockey, everything and anything, along with movies such as Rambo, The Terminator, RoboCop, Die Hard, Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many there were. But we watched them all numerous times. And then there was those extra special moments. God would miraculously free up the TV, and we could get all excited and watch Anne of Green Gables or Jane Austen. Those were really special moments that we had. There were also many hiking adventures. My mom endlessly exploring trails she'd never been on, not knowing where we'd end up, but always thought it'd be fun to find out. And at times I'd have to mention, Mom, I think we should turn around, the sun's going down. We should probably head back. And that was her, adventurous, fearless spirit. My mom was also the only one I knew that observed and named every plant on a hiking trail, along with what kind of animals had been on the trail by the poop droppings we came across. Truly remarkable. I can't help but think how well the description of a worthy woman in Proverbs 31:25-31 sums up my mom. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she smiles at the future. She opens her mouth in wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. She looks well to the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and bless her, her husband also, and he praises her, saying, "Many daughters have done nobly, but you excel them all. Charm is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised." My mom was a woman whose heart overflowed with the love of Jesus. Her constant prayers and encouragement through the years for our family has been our strength, comfort, and rock. Her gentle, sweet spirit and beautiful, inviting smile made everyone feel welcome in our home. She made our house a home. She was a beautiful example of a godly woman, fearless, strong, adventurous, selfless, full of boundless joy and love. My mom was constantly encouraging me through life's up and downs, through the many cards she would mail me. One included a quote from Corrie ten Boom, one of the women she really looked up to and read much about. "Faith is a fantastic adventure in trusting Him." Yes, it truly is. I'd like to read a portion of a card that I have from her to you, because I believe it's a message that she wants all of you to hear. So I will try to get through it. John 16:33 of the Bible says, "These things I have spoken to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you have tribulation, but take courage. I have overcome the world." The Lord has overcome every obstacle and valley in your life. Let your heart and mind rest in Him and dwell on these things that are of Him. In Isaiah 40:4, "Let every valley be lifted up, and every hill and mountain be made low. Let the rough ground become a plain, and the rugged terrain a broad valley." The Lord's beautiful promise for all of you is that He is and has gone before all of us, and that He is involved in and what seems like a huge mountain to climb, a rough ground to walk through, that would bring frustration and pressure, He's already been there and overcome it for all of us. He's brought the mountain down and opened up a broad valley and a way for you to go. In me, He says, you may have peace. Continue in Him. Draw close to Him. She always wrote long letters. Draw close to Him, and He will give you peace, and the glory of the Lord will be revealed. Psalm 18:28. Thou dost light my lamp, the Lord illumines my darkness. For by Thee I can run upon a troop, and by my God I can leap over a wall. And I had a chance on their 50th wedding anniversary. My mom made it to, on that Saturday, recorded some of our conversations about heaven. And I want to play a portion of that for you here.
It's strange how the world takes death and twists it around to be so solemn and dark and black, which it is. Yet in reality, it should be a time of rejoicing. Because we've overcome death, and we're leaving this on earth, and we're overcoming everything. And it means as a child of God, we're being set free from all this stuff that goes on. We're being set free from Abby losing those games.
Yeah, especially when
What
they
you're
were
saying is
kids.
we're becoming victorious.
That's right, we're becoming victorious. Good.
That was my mom, Dr. Joy, to all of us. And that's what she wants this to be, a joyful celebration, a life now that she's celebrating with Jesus in heaven.
One that I don't have to read because I was together, but ultimately, to me, my perception, my mom is the something that we perceive out there as these legends in our country for these coaches and for leaders of our country of being able to battle adversity and be able to be so tough and be strong out there and be these great leaders. It's amazing how my mom was one of those unspoken, the ultimate battle of adversity. God just blessed her with the ability to take a horrible situation and just somehow look at us when we were young kids and just look up at her and she just had this look of just, well, here's the positive spin on it. And to me, to see her be able to do that in signs of our younger brother on his deathbed in the hospital, and be able to grab us and just understand perspective and not flip out like a human being would, and be able to grab us all and pray and give us perspective on things are going to get better and believe something that the doctors didn't believe. And sure enough, Mike is here today. And to be able to hold our family together the way she has through so many amazing things through Christ, it blows me away. And to me, my natural reaction was to run when this happened, just to hide and justify being with my family and stuff, because that's how I deal with it. I'm scared, And it's amazing how I look at these pictures and it just reminds me of how special she is to all of us. And you can't run. There's no reason to run. Face it and enjoy it, embrace, like she said, that message, and just how it's an amazing step forward for her and for us to enjoy family, friends, and these situations. And to me, the last thing I'll say is, it was kind of like when Marie said with the hikes. That's where I had my bonding moments with my mom as a little kid, with her aunt, all the way up through just the simple conversations up in just with her and I, sometimes with the dogs, where I had it all myself with 5 kids. That's not very often. and being able to just chat with her and just have these amazing conversations that I'll never forget. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
They call her Cheryl Jones. She was tiny. She was an amazing lady who put up with 4 boys, and who was happy that there was a daughter. She loved the Lord. She was up early studying the Lord's Word.
Then I got up and she had this smile that would make you melt, that makes you want to hug her. She was passionate about being outdoors, especially with her horses, and go to work on the garden for hours, pulling out numerous veggies, fruit, and weeds. Mom and I would go on hikes for hours, and Dad would wonder where we were. We would take pictures or just treasure each path we took and the talks we had. I would just be so amazed of what we would talk about because she was so easy to talk to. Even though my dad tried to pull the wool over her eyes, after a few minutes she would say, "Oh, you're just fooling me." I'll never forget how good her cookies were. So amazing. An average person goes into our pantry and says, "Okay, let's order out." But Mom goes into the pantry and comes out with a 10-course meal. Love her protective words of encouragement, never negative words. If she thought she was negative or have a negative outlook, 5 minutes later she would ask the Lord forgiveness. We would talk about it. She kept saying, "Why is Satan attacking me?" And we would pray about it and just listen to music in my room. She would sit in my chair or lay on my bed, listen to me talk, or just listen to music with me. She loved worship music and didn't mind a little non-Christian stuff like Jimmy Buffett. She was always at my bedside or come to my rescue on a number of occasions. When in the hospital most of my life, she was there. Never left my side and always gave great care for me. Then again in Boise, when I stayed and they left, she was there. We took drives together, planted gardens, and went to garden classes together, and on occasion, restaurants. We always kept a secret on the little nursery we would find that had little plants that other stores didn't have, plus their soil as well. The way she used her hands, I mean, they were working hands, because she baked and painted and made dough art. The backdrop of her dough art would be a piece of wood she found in a wood pile and had been sitting there for a couple of years. She then sprayed lacquer on it, painted it, put a verse on it with the dough art on it. Very talented. That's my mom.
Just in case nobody knew.
We call the State Department, get special dispensations.
On behalf of Cheryl's crazy Canadian relatives, Linda, Marika, Franklin, Beverly, Howard,
Tim and Vanessa, for the few times that we did get to see her and talk to her on the phone and everything, I'd have to say that we're going to miss her greatly. And she had such a smile on her face. And every time she walked in the room, it was like a ray of sunshine. She put a smile on everybody's face all the time. We will deeply miss her, but she'll always be in our thoughts and our hearts. And we will love her always. Thank you.
Cheryl, what a wonderful saint of the Lord she was. You didn't hear about the times we would have bar pistol fights in the house, her and I, chasing each other around the dining table, or the time I brought a pony into the kitchen through the back door and called her out of the bedroom, and she came walking in. We reminded her about that at the 50th anniversary, and she says, "Oh, you were just being juvenile." Yeah. And taking her back to Quebec, where I was raised, it was really kind of a double-edged sword because half the people we visit, she couldn't understand what they're saying because it was all French, and Cheryl only spoke American. So. Well, what I wanted to share was there are times when I think, well, most of the time, when God likes to show off. You know, like parting the Red Sea, Moses in the burning bush, Daniel in the lion's den, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the furnace. Well, you know, who would have thought that her husband was born in Amsterdam, Holland, raised in Quebec, Canada, and we came together at the PX at Camp Pendleton, California, when I was in the Marine Corps, just before leaving for Vietnam. So I saw her down there and went, yeah, I like that. And I kept trying to get her to pick up something on the bottom shelf, you know. But, so I took her out on a date. I finally asked her out on a date. We went on a date, and I fed her a line that could sink a battleship. And then I didn't have a car because I was on base and getting ready for Vietnam and all that stuff. So we used her car, this faded blue Volkswagen Beetle. The passenger door, side door, couldn't open. It was broken, and so was the window. So she had a piece of plywood in there. So I had to climb over the driver's seat to get into the passenger seat. And so we made it to the date, and we had a great time. And when we left, she says, "Oh, have you ever had had an orange off a tree, fresh?" Well, no, I ate Florida oranges, you know, like everybody else. She said, "Oh, come on, let's go over here." So we went over to this orchard, and she's wearing this nice dress and nice shoes, and she shoots up this tree and starts throwing oranges down to me. Holy cow, what am I getting into here? So a few days later, I asked her out again. She says, "No, I don't think so." She says, I think we better call it good for." So, well, fine. You know, a lot of fish in the sea, a lot of pedals on the beach. We'll do this. Well, then she found out several weeks later that I was leaving for Vietnam. My unit was being emergency evacuated to Vietnam, 6-year offensive. So she felt bad that she spurned my overtures. So she came to see me off, and we kissed and made up and all that good stuff. So I left for Vietnam, and after 6 months over in Vietnam, I was getting letters. Every other day I was getting a letter from her, and I was sending them back. And one of the things, though, I don't know if some of you that are in my seniority bracket, I remember the little cassette, those little round tapes we used to use in those little tape recorders. Well, I'd be taping a message to her instead of writing, only forgetting that I was supposed to be holding a rifle in a firefight. So I just keep talking, making sure I had my head down. But I didn't realize, of course, I was all getting recorded on the tape. So she got the tape, I got to let her back really quick. "Are you okay?" All she could hear in the background was okay. Anyway, I asked her to marry me through the mail, and dropped it in the mail box there at our base there outside of Da Nang. Ran down the next day to see if it had gone yet, see if maybe I should pull it back. But no, it had already left. And darn if she didn't accept. So that was our coming together. And Cheryl and I grew to be best friends. I mean, I have some best friends that are sitting right here. But she was my very best friend. We were both close to the Lord, and I was about as close to her as you could be, as a man and wife could be, or as two human beings could be. I mean, she knew me like a book. She always gave me that smile and go, "Now we are." That's not the way it really happened. kids would back her up and go, yeah, Mom, you tell me. And Cheryl was especially adept at discipline. When we came to the Lord, Micah was just newly born, and we both made a commitment to the Lord. And we got a hold of Jim Dobson's book on how to dare to discipline. So we made this deal. When I leave the house, it's up to her when the kids speak up. And I said, okay, yeah, we got this deal going. I have this big paddle. Because we believed that the Board of Education applied to the seat of order. And so I come home, she says, oh, when do you hear what Chris and Ian did? It was always Chris and Ian. And of course, Chris isn't here to protect himself. So I said, sweetheart, time out. You were supposed to take care of it while I was gone. I'm not going to be the bad news bearer. When I come home, then I take over. Oh, that's right. So a few days later, she gets Chris back in the washroom. She's going to paddle. Show him. So she says, drop your drawers and bend over. Well, Mom, and he took the paddle away from her. And they stood there looking at each other, and she says, okay, you can wait till your dad comes home. He processed that for about 2 seconds and said, oh, here, Mom. Then there was the time that the boys decided, in their fooling around, to put their mother up on top of the freezer. Why, I don't know. So she screamed out for her life. She said, Jan, do something. I said, okay. I turned around to Ian and I said, Ian, be careful. No. They were a lot bigger than me. I've had a men's group meeting at my house on Thursday nights now for some years, and there are quite a bunch of guys that vary in size, anywhere from 6 guys to, 10, 12, something like that. And I'd say, okay, I'm going to run down to the corner store. When you live up on a mountain, running down to the corner store, and it's all downhill, you're just going to get a store-bought goodie of some kind. She said, no, you're not. She says, Mike and I will make some goodies for the guys. And that meant goodies. So, and she always had something special. Every Thursday night was different. And that was her contribution to the guys, because that was where her heart was. There's not a whole lot more I can say to contribute to what the kids haven't already said, because that's where I'm at with her. Several weeks ago, I said to her, I said, sweetheart, you need to make it to our 50th. She said, well, of course I have. I'm not going anywhere. And she'd always go, I'm not ready for that yet, until the 50th. And she'd always use her thumb to point out. I said, good. And she was there, as Marika shared. And we got in that meeting out on the deck with Wendell and the kids, and we were talking about it, and she pats me on my little tum-tum, and she says, and please wear a shirt that fits. So see, she wasn't always that spiritual. I just want to take this time right now in the midst of this celebration of Cheryl's life to thank the incredible staff here at Foothills for helping us out to pull this off. And the work that the kids did is incredible. They wouldn't let me do anything. The kids did it all. And it was just awesome to watch them do this on behalf of the Lord. And I want to thank you for coming and blessing us. And I'd like to pray right now. Person who actually caused the death of her sister, perhaps her parents. And he came to her in a hall in Germany and extended his hand to her, asking for forgiveness. And she thought for a moment, can I forgive him? And then she said, and God spoke to my heart. He said, I have forgiven you. You may forgive him. Cheryl, forgive us all for all the stuff we did, because Jesus does that. The second person that impressed Cheryl was Mother Teresa. I heard Corrie ten Boom speak. I never heard Mother Teresa in person. But there was a quiet call in her life that again impacted the world. Loving those who suffer, those without hope, caring for the poor, and especially for the dying. There's nothing very glorious about dying, especially when you're poor. You just wear out, and you give out. Mother Teresa inspired other people to love Jesus, including Cheryl. And she was able to transform those people in Calcutta who were dying with no one, with the Sisters of Charity, to bring them at the feet of Jesus and love them, because Jesus loved them. Cheryl was impressed by Mother Teresa's life. And we're all here today because of that impression. But most of all, Cheryl was impressed with Jesus. That's why Corrie ten Boom did what she did. That's why Mother Teresa did what she did, because Jesus impacted their lives. Jesus is the cause of all celebration. He said, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. It's not just words, it's that he embodies that. And as we embrace him, we become more and more like him. He's the creator of all things. I love the fact that Cheryl loved color. She made it clear to us that today there needs to be color. You know who made color? John 1 says, the Word spoke into existence everything that was made. And this Word in 14 says, he became flesh and dwelt among us. And we beheld his glory like unto the only begotten Son of God. It's Jesus then. He did that. He made you and I before the foundation of the world. He knew you, and he chose you, your spirit, to be placed into the family which he gave you. And you have the genetics of your parentage, but your spirit is genetically connected to God. And Cheryl lived her life with that impression, and especially as she went through suffering and loss, and she came to the end of her life, something changed in her. Jesus became more and more real. I remember a conversation with John. He said, I don't know how she does it, but she's talking about these things that she's seeing in the future. She's looking forward to that time with Jesus and her loved ones. I like the thing that Jesus did on the cross just before he finished his work. He's up there with two other guys that are all hung up and they can't do anything. They can barely breathe. And one guy's cursing him out. And the other guy says to him, listen,
Mark translation. I don't know where you're going, but when you get there, I want to be with you. Jesus said, today, you'll be with me. Paradise. The last thing he does almost on the cross is he makes a new friend. And he was a friend of sinners. Yay, that's me and that's you. We've all jumped for the boat and we missed it. We're all in the water. Jesus fishes us out. He says, come on, follow me. Cheryl was a follower of Jesus. And she loved him with this vibrant love of life. This family who stood up here today, they all are the recipients of that love. Wow. What a Savior. The reason I drip at the corners, it just means my heart and my tear ducts are close together, that's all. Jesus came to demonstrate the love of the Father. He said, you see me, you've seen the Father. I only say what the Father says. I only do what the Father does. I'm here to clarify who the Father is. He's got a pretty bad rap in the world. He's not up there checking off the list what we do and what we don't do. He says, I've come that you can have life and have it more abundantly. Here's the way, here's the truth. This is the way to do it. I am that route. Embrace me. Let's walk. Come on, follow me. I like to think about Cheryl on the trails. Jesus is always taking us on trails. He says, come on, let's walk. One of his friends said to him, where do you live? He says, come and see. Find out. And he's with us. He lives here in us, in these temples. Cheryl had a nice temple filled with the Spirit of God, and that flowed out over and over in many different ways. Jesus is all about reconciliation. He's all about reunions. He's all about reuniting. And he's able to move beyond time and space. That's what's so cool. We had a debate the other day with some friends whether Jesus, after the resurrection, when he came through the wall, did he mess up the sheetrock or not? But when the graves are open at the end, was he going to mess up the soil or would just all pop out? I don't know. Unanswerable. I think sheetrock was the answer. Well, they didn't talk about repairing the wall. Jesus just showed up. And the first thing he said to them, peace, it's okay. It's okay. Wherever Jesus is, there's peace. That's the area around him. It's peace. Spoken today, in the world you're going to have troubles, but I'm going to give you peace. I've overcome the world. Cheryl loved the creation. Cheryl loved the Creator. Cheryl is made in God's image and led her life seeking to be more like Jesus. I'm going to conclude with this little story that I've adopted just slightly. The story goes like this, and we'll put Cheryl in the story. Cheryl was walking one day in a small town where she was well known with someone who at first was a stranger. People would say, there goes Cheryl, and who is that with her? And as time went on, people said, well, there goes Cheryl, and that sure looks like Jesus with her. And as they got better acquainted, people would say, well, there goes Jesus, and that's Cheryl. Then people would say, there goes Cheryl. There goes Jesus, and who's that stranger with her? With him. Cheryl became more and more like Jesus, but she was still always Cheryl. But the fullness of God is designed to dwell in us. So when I think about Cheryl, I think that Jesus, there he goes. There goes Cheryl with Jesus. Christ in you, Father, thank you for this hope. Thank you for your Spirit who's here today.